Hello, YouTube. It's been a while. So, can we just talk about scammers in New York City? I just went to a networking mixer, and like when you're young, single in the city, you're career oriented, you want to meet new people, especially people that, might be able to collaborate with you or work with you in the future. Networking, you know what networking is, making connections. Tell me how. I went to this networking mixer. I was invited by a good friend. And I can't tell you how many con artists I ran into in this place. It was like a slew of them. Just a whole bunch of conning and scamming and scheming going on. I was like, and they really like talk to you and then make you feel like, okay, you know how like, how people be exaggerating certain things? It was so, like, the audacity for them to, like, say certain things to me thinking that I was dumb enough to fall for it. Like, I'm offended. I'm offended that you're over here introducing yourself, like, literally. Example. So there's this one guy, right? Tall, heavier set fellow, and he came up to me and he literally, when you're in a networking event, you talk to people like, hey, what do you do? What brings you to the event? Type of thing. This man told me, oh, I'm a connector. And he gave me this like gaze in his eyes, like, I'm a connector. Oh, okay. What kind of connector are you? Like, what does that mean? I've never heard that before. Oh, I connect people. Like, okay, what kind of people? Like, what are we talking about? If you, like, for example, I'm a model. I told him that I'm a plus size model. He's like, you're a model. So if I, like if I talk to Vogue, then I can like bring you up, and they needed someone. They were looking for someone. I could bring you up and, introduce you to Vogue. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, do you have those connections? Like, are you connected to Vogue? Yeah, I dibble dabble here and there. Okay. Starts telling me a little bit more stuff, and he's like, he's working with this girl, and he got her to work with brands like Fashion Nova, and Fashion Nova is paying her to post on Instagram things, and I'm like, oh, that's great, like, awesome. He's like, yeah, maybe, since you're a signed model in a signed modeling agency, maybe you can like help this girl out, this girl, and I can help you out getting Fashion Nova, because you know how Cardi B, like, how Cardi B has an in with Fashion Nova. She has connections with Fashion Nova, and she's partnered up with Fashion Nova. Yeah, I did that. Right. Mm-hmm. You got Cardi B and Fashion Nova together, and you're this big hotshot, and you got these people together. Like, if you're gonna lie, can you make it believable though? Like, don't be coming out the woodworks with stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was just a little too crazy. I've been following Cardi B for a long time. I know she's loved Fashion Nova before she was famous. I remember her with a gap tooth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this, you cannot be that ridiculous. So, and the girl that he wanted me to hook up with for modeling and stuff, beautiful girl, by the way, blonde, big boobs, gorgeous. She had as much followers as I have on Instagram. And he was like, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, like, you're working with this girl really closely. Seems like you're getting her gigs. How did you guys meet? Oh, she's actually my girlfriend. So you try to really make it sound like this girlfriend was your client, and you were really working this client situation, and you were really helping her out. But in reality, you're dating, and this is your lady, and you're trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just too much. And literally, this man had the audacity to give me his business card, and what does the business card say? Connector, in all capital letters. He was really serious about this bullshit that he was really serious about this bullshit that he was spreading out. I was like, okay. And mind you, him and his friend was bullshitters. Him and his friend. Next, his friend comes up to me and he's like, I run a business where, it's not what you can do for me, but what I can do for you. And he gives me his business card. Like, this, are you serious? Like, what do you mean? And he's he's like, you know, we're talking, it's one thing, like, why can't you just talk normally? Like, we can talk normally and really see if we can work things out. He's like over here trying to play this whole game, trying to set it up nice as if I'm just big doe-eyed, don't know a thing, and I'm just gonna fall into his arms. Like, you know, I live in Brooklyn. Like, I'm not new to this. Like, this is really ridiculous. Like, and I hope these young girls are watching this video, and if you've never experienced a scammer before, you pick up some tips so you don't get scammed, because this was just hilarious to me. I was like, I know y'all don't think I'm that dumb. But so he was like, literally, you can tell because scammers will do this. They'll like sell you a big story. They'll sell you something that sounds too good to be true. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Like, I want you to come with references. I want you to show me, like, pretty much he wanted me to help his girlfriend get into the modeling game, but apparently he has these connections, you know, like, come on. So I'm probably not even gonna edit this video. I'm just gonna like post it up there because this experience happened tonight, and I'm like, you know what? I need to talk about it. I need to talk about it because it was too crazy. So that happened, and I was mingling. I'm a mingler. Like, if you're gonna send me in a room full of people I don't know, hi, how are you? I'm Gabby. I'm gonna introduce myself and talk to you. And I did meet some cool people there, and that was great. But the scammers, yo, like, they were just OD. I don't know. So I go to this publicist. So the one guy that I met told me to talk to this other lady because she's a publicist, and I might be able to work with her. I said, okay, great. So I find this not little old lady. She's like maybe 50, and she has like, she's really petite, short, like light blondish reddish hair, like in a bob. She has beautiful like red pink dress on, and she was petite, and her friend was petite. And literally I started talking to her, and she's like, yeah, I'm a publicist, but I don't do like celebrity stuff or modeling stuff. I just do PR for like medical field, engineering, things like that. I was like, okay, great. But then this lady and her friend were so drunk, they were like all over me. I was a little bit taken aback because I'm like, y'all a little too old to be acting like this. But her and her friend were just like, oh my gosh, where are you from? I'm like, I grew up in Orlando, Florida. Oh my gosh, we're from Florida too. Yes, Florida girls. Oh my gosh, do you love it? I'm like, I mean, it was okay. I wouldn't, you couldn't pay me back to go, you couldn't pay me to move back to Florida. That's just not my cup of tea. But I was like, yeah, I live in New York City now. I love it. Like, New York City is the greatest city. This lady was just so, she kept asking me the same question over and over again. She was just like, so you live in New York? Oh my gosh, do you love it? I was like, yeah, I love it. 2 seconds later, oh my gosh, do you love it? I was like, yeah, I love it. I was just so confused. I'm like, what is going on here? You know when you're like trying to be nice and like you're, you know, like that interview smile you give to people, like that fake interview smile, you're just like, yeah, like, you know, because you're in a professional setting, you're meeting people, you're just trying to like be pleasant. When I tell you, I'm naturally a smiley person, I'm naturally a pleasant person. When I tell you, I literally had to force myself to smile like this. I was like trying to smile so that I wouldn't show that I was feeling uncomfortable by these two middle-aged drunk ladies at a 6 p.m. mixer right after work. You know, I was just like, this is a little weird. I didn't know how to get out of the situation. I was just like trying to back up slowly. But eventually I was like, oh, okay, well, it's nice meeting you. Enjoy your drinks. I want to get out of here. Because me, in a professional setting, if I'm like doing business, I'm not gonna drink and do all that, because you're in a professional setting. If you're in a professional setting, you take your business seriously, right? It's not a time to drink. It's not a time to kick back. And no, that's not the time for that. That time should be for your homegirls when you're at home in Brooklyn at a party or at your house or at dinner, but not in a professional setting. So anywho's, I'm about done around this time. Just like, okay, I try to, oh gosh, no, I have to tell you one more. Actually, a couple more. So I met this one guy. His name was Luigi, and he wore green like Mario and Luigi. Like literally, his name was Luigi, and he wore green. He seemed pretty cool, but he was just like really pushy and aggressive. He's just like, oh my gosh, I want to follow you on Instagram. If I follow you on Instagram, you gotta follow me back. Also, I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But he was just so like, I don't know. I think what it is in these networking places, people like talk themselves up more. And I guess in some sense it's cool to do that, but then in some sense it just sounds really annoying and really fake. And so I'm just like, I'm not feeling the vibes here because I'm just like such a down to earth girl that when I'm around people who are not down to earth, I'm just like, I don't really want to be here anymore, you know? I don't really want to be here. But anywho's, then this one guy, he was like flirty, but like a little too flirty. You know, like it's cute if you're gonna like flirt at these things, but then he was like stroking my arm and I felt weird about it. I don't know. I felt weird because I don't know you. I just met you. Like, why are you doing this? I don't want you to do that. That's too much. Anywho's, and he was just like really, I don't know. Anywho's, you guys know what I'm talking about. So after that, I tapped my friend on the shoulder and was like, so I think I'm gonna get out of here. And she's like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I guess she was feeling it too. So we left after when we were walking out the door, this really like New Yorker mobster Italian guy, maybe around 60, we're going outside and he's like, hey, where are you going? You guys are beautiful. Where are you going? Like, I want to talk to you. I was like, okay. So we talked to him, and then he was just like, yeah. I do events. I do like fashion events, and I like plus size models. And because I told him I'm a model and everything. He's like, yeah, I love the natural woman, and I love the curves, and all these things. I'm like, okay. So he starts inviting me to stuff, me and my friend, because my friend's a designer, but it was like even that like. He was like, yeah, you're gonna be in it, I'm gonna hook you up, all these things. I guess if you're a new model and you've never modeled before, this would have been a cool experience for you. But at the level I am in my career right now, I can't just do any crapshoot shows or any like, I can't do that because my resume is already like, really consistent and really big. So I feel like for those types of things, like he was trying to get me to do this show that it would have pretty much benefited him more than me, and he was trying to make it sound like it was going to do something for me. Wasn't going to do anything for me. If it's for charity, I might do it for charity. But this was like he was trying to make money and profit off of me for free. I don't play that anymore, okay? You gotta pay me for my services. So that was just like, okay, and we're off. Tell me how me and my friend are very different. She's very like introverted and poor girl. I felt bad because I'm over here jumping from person to person mingling, and she's just like kind of stuck talking to one person because she doesn't know how to get out of it like quick enough, I guess. So I felt bad for her. But we were talking because we talked to the same people and we were going in. She was like, yo, I met so many scammers. How about you? I said, I met scammers too. And we started going, and every person we talked about, we described them because we were meeting the same people. And we both said the same thing. We're just like, oh my gosh, we have the same experience. Moral of the story, watch out for scammers. Don't be an idiot. Don't let these people tell you that they're going to promise you and give you the world or whatever. They're lying. You're better off doing your research. I would say Google everybody. Google everything. Someone comes to you, they give you a fancy story. Okay, Google them. See what they have. See what's up with them. Because I do not appreciate you trying to scam me. Because I'm insulted that you think I'm that dumb. I'm really insulted. I'm insulted. Like, really? I'm very insulted. But anyways, love you guys. That was my Scammers in New York video. Gotta put it out there. So, yeah. See you.